Hey, this is Scott with the Scotch Test Dummies, back with a second quick hitter from the Foursquare Rum Distillery in Barbados. This time we're going to take a look at the Criterion. I just previously released the port cask finish, which was the first one that I bought from Foursquare. Go check it out. This review is for the Criterion. After my purchase of the port cask finish, the Criterion was in at the liquor store. This one is bottled cask strength, basically at 56% ABV. Quite different for a rum. Our cask type on the Criterion is ex-bourbon barrels and ex-Madeira barrels. Cask aging for 10 years. And distillation is pot and cotton. I should have looked that up before. And my eyesight is getting bad enough on me, I can't tell what the other is. Released April of 2017. So, the port cask finish, like I say, I had bought first. I went back, I bought this one. Actually, on Fred Minnick's word. Fred Minnick had said, if you see the Criterion, buy every bottle they got. I did not buy every bottle they got. I just bought the one. Now, they do have a couple more new releases or newer releases from Foursquare as well, and I've been contemplating picking those up, so I may have to do that. Now, as a whiskey drinker, and I touched on it with the port cask finish rum, is that coming from a Scotch whiskey drinker who likes sherry-based or port cask finished scotches, that was the reason I had picked up the port cask. The reason I like the Criterion and picked it up is because of that cask strength finish, that 56% ABV. A lot of whiskey drinkers will like that. We like those higher ABVs. Nose. Amazingly, it's not strong. You cannot tell that it's 56%. On the nose, I really get, you can tell it's a rum. And that's about it. But I've also got, my nose is all the way in there. The ABV is not pushing my nose out of the glass. Let's go in on the palate. That ABV starts to take over your mouth as soon as you get it in there. And unlike a whiskey that's 56%, there's really not a burn with this. You can tell it's a little hotter, but you really don't get that whiskey type burn with it, with that 56% ABV. What you do get is a lot of oak. A lot of that bourbon barrel influence. I think the Madeira influence is subtle enough. I'm not picking it up or discerning it differently than the rum notes. This is a lot more astringent, though, than the port cask finished Foursquare. This one's really drying. Could be the ABV, could be the Madeira finish, could be a combination. Very good, though. This one, not as sweet as the port cask finish. You know, I get some cherries, some tobacco notes, pipe tobacco, cherry pipe tobacco, along with the rum notes. Not quite as strong. The rum notes, the brown sugars, the molasses, not as strong in the Criterion. Maybe tamed down by that Madeira finishing. Maybe tamed down by the ABV. Simply delicious. And I can see why Fred Minnick would say, if you find it, buy every bottle. You know, I've been sitting here sipping on it. At 56%, I haven't even added any water. I'm gonna, just to see what it does. Even with my whiskey, add a little drop of water, see if it changes it. Sometimes it opens it up. Now with 56%, if this came off as strong to you, you can add water, bring it down a little bit, bring it down to 50%, bring it down to 45%. One, the rum will go a lot farther and could be easier on your palate as well. But at 56%, if I drank this blind, there's no way I would guess this was 56% ABV. It is camouflaged so well in there. Well, probably, if not the best, one of the best rums I've had. Maybe it gets beat out by a Scotch Malt Whiskey Society bottling that I'd had that was cask strength around 60% ABV. I like the higher ABV. It's more reminiscent of a whiskey. I think a lot of the overly sweet notes get tamed down. This one is delicious. Now, when I bought this, I want to say $100, maybe $110 at the most. I think they've gone up since then. If you see it, as Fred Minnick says, buy every bottle they got. Cilantro dummies.